Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Medium by Design. This is going to be the second message from those ships, or the ship, that I saw in the sky. Now the first one was when they were kind of introducing themselves. This one goes even further. There's more information, it's a longer message. They were so intriguing to me and so down to earth that there was this second night, which was, they're about a month apart, these two writings, and they were just all over the place. I swear there had to be 12. I have notes in here that there were 12, and there were two that were exceptionally close over the house with multiple colors and flashing. And but this time I didn't write during the night. I was too tired that night to write, so I waited till the next morning, and because I don't, you know, I don't tell you guys everything, but my energy is still fluctuating, so I can't always do things spontaneously and in the moment, because there has to be the energy backing up to do whatever I have to do. So I was so exhausted, even though the ships were so exciting, I was so exhausted I couldn't write, so I had to wait. So I say here, this morning I would like to connect to the energy beings that were shown to me last night and receive the perfect clear wisdom and information to help me in all ways possible. And so this will help you, because the first message, if you saw that, they were talking about us being impatient, dealing with time in this dimension. Now remember, I said there is no time in the other dimension. So if I want to write from an experience that I had, that there's no time. So I can connect with these beings at any time here, it doesn't matter. So again, for those of you that watch these videos and are kind of stuck in linear mind thinking, this information will be harder to grasp and to integrate. For me personally, I had to really let go of the mind, because this is way beyond my mind. There's no way around it. It just has nothing to do with the mind. So, and I guess that's why I can receive it, because I'm not attached to my mind figuring it out. I can't figure it out. There's just no way. So, so here's what the ship crew, which I nicknamed them in the previous writing, here's what they had to say. And like I said, this one I think is longer than the other one. We were there last night, and yes, we were trying to get your attention, especially as we moved almost directly above your house. And that was funny, they did. That ship was almost right over my house. We will remain around the planet, observing and assisting as needed and called, just as you are doing. Many cannot fathom the number of individuals and alternate dimensional beings that are part of this great time of evolution of this planet. All is connected, and we are connected to yours and the Earth's transition. You can already see how some of Earth's inhabitants have moved past all chaos or negative behaviors and basically ignore the headlines to remain focused on their own lives and love of life that they continue to expand on a daily basis. And I will tell you, if you really look around, and especially on YouTube, you see people focused on their creativity and making their videos and showing you how to do things. That's where it's at. You keep expanding your creativity and being you and living you and loving life. That's all you need. That's all you need to do, because that drowns out all these other lower energies, these lower frequencies, whatever information's coming that has nothing to do with you. You don't need it. And they see it. This is what I love about these other beings. They see everything that's happening. I just can't get over it. So the last sentence there, Earth's inhabitants have moved past all chaos, some of us, or negativity and negative behaviors, and basically ignore the headlines to remain focused on their own lives and love of life that they continue to expand on a daily basis. Okay, now you are getting it. There is absolutely no need to focus on or put energy into anything that is not in alignment with your own highest divine plan. This is what makes your individual experiences so unique and expansive to your understanding of your personal lives and the universal plan. Yes, there is a plan, but not in the linear sense that many are still vocalizing. Linear thinking is quickly being replaced with a quantum shift, a new way of using the mind and bending reality to match or follow your deepest joys and desires. We know that sometimes when we speak this way, you think, quote, "This is way too good to be true." We would ask you, haven't you had enough of the old ways? Look at some of your individual histories and those histories told on YouTube, people sharing what they went through, oftentimes stories of heartache, difficult emotions, dramas, traumas, and such. Wouldn't it be wonderful to see more and more stories of simply enjoying life? You can also see this level of sharing with those people who simply film themselves doing what they are great at. In your case, Salvatore, you have a list of subject matter and people you find that are doing just this. They are there to remind you of some of your own passion and inspire you to break out of your own shell and share anything you feel you wish. It is about your individual freedom to express. And now, with this level of awakening and ability to share freely, even you get to bring it to the world. And they were laughing. So, and they're right. This was to me, but it's also to you guys too. They are seeing how I'm being inspired by other YouTubers, and I have so many projects. I don't want to share it on this video, but I have projects to put on this channel of how I was inspired to get back into some really cool stuff that I really love to do. And those videos, I can't say they're there yet, not at the time of this video, but they will be. Actually, those videos are already made. I just haven't uploaded them. So yeah, they are really trying to get us to stay focused on our passion and inspire, and however that can happen. So they continue. Can you see the humor in your own expression? This is why you bring humor to most painful human conditions, because you understand the fleetingness of these experiences. Everything comes to an end, and we each get the opportunity to move on to the next experience. You wonder, why do we, ship people, speak on such things? Because many of us have been at your spot or place in evolution. Yes, even us, the technological wonders of your time, have had to move past some emotional trauma and specifically behaviors that were causing havoc and keeping us from moving on. Yes, there are many advanced races that had to crawl through the mud to reach their current level of enlightenment and understanding. Woo! Oh, I don't know if you can receive that, but I got another chill, because they are hitting the nail on the head. This is the truth. Every race, even if they're multidimensional now, every race has to go through their own initiations to get to the next levels. And humanity is in the middle of one of the most difficult transitional periods of its time. Because a lot of past history that happened to humanity is all being brought to the surface now to be healed. And that's why it's so difficult to observe and to witness what's going on. So they really know what they're talking about. And they, like they said, they've been through it already. Okay. This was interesting. I'll just repeat the last sentence. Yes, there are many advanced races that had to crawl through the mud to reach their current level of enlightenment and understanding. Okay? However, what was shared with you from Master Jesus and the Council is also true. Many of us observing are also reviewing how this, quote, system works and have come to an almost unanimous conclusion that this system is in dire need of a complete restructuring. So, as above, so below is coming to the forefront. We are changing parameters, abilities, and options by restructuring critical systems that dictate how, if, and when individuals and cultures can move to their next evolutionary step. While this is happening, simultaneously, systems on the planet are in a constant state of change and flux because most are not functioning as originally planned, nor benefiting the human condition or supporting evolution. Did you hear that? Even when I wrote this, this was really beyond what I thought I would be writing. And I can repeat it again if you want, or you can go back and listen to it again. But I have a writing from Jesus. I'm not sure if it's on video yet, but he was telling me that the council had been reviewing the reincarnation process and how souls keep coming back and repeating. And even my closest spiritually connected friend, even she said it. There are a lot of souls that are stuck on repeat. They die and they come back and they do the same experience over and over and over, and they never evolve. They just keep repeating. And even the council can see, even though there's no time on the other side, but the time is being wasted on this side. And more importantly, the planet herself is evolving. She's moved into a different part of the galaxy physically. She's shifted. So now humanity has to catch up or will have to leave, which is part of the COVID transition. COVID transition is allowing a lot of souls to leave because those souls are not going to be matching the new frequency of the planet. So this message is a lot deeper. You know, what you find on my channel is different levels of messages. The famous people can be very funny. They can get a little bit deep, but then this stuff goes to a whole different level. So I write from all of them, and they're all different, and I hope that whoever's watching this, I hope you can receive the level of wisdom and clarity of where we're going as a race, because that's what this message is really talking about. So let's just continue. I won't go back. You can just click back and re-listen to that section. This may seem like a lot to take in, but actually it is a lot more simple than it seems. It is easy to allow things to fall away when there is no attachment and an understanding that something is not working, is not supportive, and does not warrant your attention. Many of you have made necessary changes in physical location, soul tribes, work, family boundaries, life partners, and such. All of these changes are intertwined in the greater plan of expanding joy and creative expression for all on earth. You see how that overlaps the Jesus message and the first message from them? As more and more release, let go, and open simultaneously, the entire planet and its inhabitants are being inspired to make their own personal changes, and those in charge of larger structures are rebuilding to make things more accessible and easier for all to partake and enjoy. Yes, we know that this sounds too lofty and unreal. This is because the ideas of struggle, survival, and sacrifice have been so ingrained. It is difficult to assume anything can be too easy, smooth, and effortless. Jesus talks about this too, that what's ingrained in our belief systems, or really at a DNA level, That's what's breaking up now. This is what they're talking about. Struggle, survival, and sacrifice. Those three, we got to get them out of our consciousness in order to move forward. Why do you think this COVID experience was so important? It gave millions of people a moment to rethink their personal reality, to step back and evaluate what their role is and what would bring them greater satisfaction, even if that meant working and doing less. So those of you that have had to make changes during this COVID transition, I found I was doing a lot less, and I was spending a lot more time alone, and I was doing more writing and just more quiet, less talking, less of everything pretty much. And that's how this YouTube page came into existence. It was through COVID that this all happened. So I'm sure there are many, many stories that you guys have, and feel free to share in the comments of how a part of your creativity came about, how you changed the way you go about life and the way you live and the way you maneuver through your life. There's so many great stories of how people changed. Why do you think your own life has seemed too slow to a crawl? Because there is less that you need to do and more time to pick and choose what you wish to do. It really is that simple. Sometimes. Yes, there are deeper issues of timelines, multidimensional realities clashing, past life overlays, and many more such subjects, even ETs. And they're laughing at this. But it all leads to one major shift and outcome: more creative abilities being enjoyed on this planet. So that you see that's a theme, that we're supposed to become more creative, more expression-filled, more joy-filled, and this heaven on earth phrase that keeps coming through a lot of these transmissions. And I watched a really cool movie. I probably should have said this on the Dolores Cannon, the last video from her. 2:22, which is a clock time, 2:22. It's on Amazon Prime. And it's a movie about reincarnation. And it's a movie about repeat. It's exactly what I'm talking about and what they're talking about, how the souls come back and they repeat, and they have to choose to break the cycle. And I think that's what many of us have come into this lifetime. We have come to break the cycle and not repeat. So I'll be doing some more teaching on that and how to recognize, past life people and the feeling that you get, and that you can agree to end that cycle and move on, so you can both grow and be whatever it is the next level that you came to be. So if you liked anything here, if you like anything on my page, you know what to do to be supportive. Just like, subscribe, got that PayPal button. I love surprise money. So if you feel like this is worthy, I'm not monetized as of this video yet. So, I would love to be doing this full time, because this is really where it's at. This is great stuff for me, and I hope it's great stuff for you. And thank you for watching, and come back, because there's much more to come on The Medium by Design.